All right, Bear, we all know your history and we've seen you on videos and such, but I often have questions that are more in for detail than what we would call just the glossing over, because a lot of times we do shows and we really don't have time to get in depth with people.
Right.
That's what this show is about. So my first start off with is uh, it's hard to prove Bigfoot to anybody. And until they actually see one, it's more or less kind of like a fairy tale, figment of their imagination. They can find things out in the woods that look like something other than, say, a human being could have done. And it buffaloes them to try to prove it. And I think deep down inside their minds that they're actually trying to see one, not so much trying to prove one. I'm sure there are some that would like to, but, and we both know this is not a money-making type business. So we're going to try to help those that actually want to try to find one, to see one, to film one, and everything. But before we get into that, can you tell us the difference in what you see when you see a picture, whether it be AI or somebody had faked something? What are some of the details that you look for to identify?
When it comes to the new form of artificial intelligence, when it comes to making pictures of Bigfoot, a lot of times the AI bases it solely upon a human being's makeup, meaning that they will base the eyes solely upon the way a human's eyes are. The Bigfoot I have seen over the years, from varying distances, up close and personal, meaning 10, 15 feet away to 50 to 75 yards, maybe 100 at the most. Those Bigfoot eyes are not like ours. The centers of our eyes are approximately 2.5 inches apart when you look straight ahead. The centers of a Bigfoot's eyes is 4 to 5 inches apart because they're so huge. Their heads are 1.5 times ours. So that's one of the dead giveaways. AI bases it upon a human being. Human beings' eyes are close. Bigfoot is far apart. It's double ours. Secondly, a lot of times when it comes to AI, like I said, it bases it upon a human being's dimensions. Case in point is a picture that you sent to me the other day. I looked right at the pecs, and it's what a bodybuilder would look like. A human bodybuilder. It had the skin type, the stretch marks on the pecs. Bigfoot doesn't do that. Their pecs are filled out. It's full muscle. It's not stretched skin. And a lot of times people don't think about that. Those are little traits when it comes to a Bigfoot that you can tell the difference between an actual picture of a Bigfoot and an artificial intelligence picture of a Bigfoot. Like a lot of the videos you see out there nowadays, they're all AI. They got Bigfoot telling jokes. Yeah. Bigfoot don't tell jokes in English. I'm sorry, it's a dead giveaway in that. But people will fake videos using AI and get a lot of people sucked into it. And when that happens, all it does is it destroys the credibility of actual investigators out here. And that tends to, really get under my skin. And I'll call people out for it. You're just making fun of a field of research that needs to be done.
Yeah.
It needs to be done. It needs to be backed by, big money. So you can go out here and find them and document them, get them on film, get them on camera, get all their footprints that they leave, get every bit of samples of hair, feces, whatever. So science, you overwhelm science with evidence like that, and it's not anecdotal evidence, they can't just poo-poo away, and that's the way you get scientists interested, and you get them to look into the subject more in depth. And that's where all your big money grants come in and everything else. But then, you have to do it to where, the federal government doesn't get into it.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of scientists are backed by the federal government to get all these grants.
Yeah.
But other attributes about Bigfoot: shoulder width, dead giveaway. Shoulder structure. While Bigfoot's shoulder structure is like ours, it's more flat. It's more boxed.
Mm-hmm.
Because most Bigfoot don't have a visible neck. They've got muscle that comes down from their base of their skull down onto their shoulder, halfway out their shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So their shoulders they stand up taller than a human's.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm sitting here with my shoulders down, this is my normal posture. Their normal posture is like this.
Okay.
And the neck. AI does a neck.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a neck. What little bit of neck you see is right here,
Mm-hmm.
right under the chin. Because it's hair covered across their shoulders, and the hair that comes down the muscle structure down to their shoulders and everything blocks a lot of their frontal part of their neck.
Mm-hmm.
Other things when it comes to these AI is, when they get to the arms, Bigfoot has long muscles that are bulked up, not the short muscles like we do. They got longer arms than we do, so their muscles stretch out more. Instead of having the bicep right here, their bicep might extend down to about here,
Mm-hmm.
below our elbow. So it's a long bicep. It's not a small, tiny bicep. And it is bulged up naturally. There's no steroids in a Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other dead giveaways, foot structure, leg structure, how they stand. AI has them standing upright.
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot don't stand upright. They get that lean.
Mm-hmm.
Their head might be further than their chest because of the way they walk. And they have to walk a certain way. Their body size alone requires them to have a bent knee
Mm-hmm.
because of that sheer girth that they want. And somebody says a Bigfoot that's 8-9 foot tall weighs 400 or 500 pounds. Well, you just took half its weight.
Mm-hmm.
You got the legs. The legs of a Bigfoot are twice the size of my thighs.
Mm-hmm.
Their thighs are twice mine. Their calves are twice mine. And that alone makes their weight, people estimate their weight based on what they estimate for other creatures. Other creatures like bears, deer, elk, moose, big game that is out there that people hunt, they have different setup muscles. Bigfoot is more like us. If you go to something that's 9 foot tall, it's got long, thick muscle across its body, everywhere on its body. It's not going to weigh 500 pounds. It's going to be closer to about 9 to 1,200.
Mm-hmm.
And AI puts it at a human's weight at that point, at 300 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And the size matters.
Of course.
So when it comes to AI falls short in a lot of areas. It falls short, in the eyes, the shape of the head, the neck muscle, the chest muscle. They get the stomach 90% right. Hip structure is a little bit different on a Bigfoot because they're walking bent knee and they're walking leaning forward because of their size. If they step in a hole and they step in a big hole, say they had an excavator out there and they dug a big hole for a little goldfish pond, a new subdivision.
Kind of like a pit.
Walks through it. When a Bigfoot if he steps down in that hole, he's going in the hole. He's going to fall backwards into that hole because of the way he's got to lean.
Mm-hmm.
And if he steps and that leg extends, it's going to cause him a lot of pain because it's going to blow out his knees.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that, AI doesn't take in consideration because it doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. What about
people who use AI just don't know those things.
What about pictures like in trail cams or people claim videos of? What do you look for there that you know that they're not using AI, but it could be some kind of costume that they're trying to fake something? What do you look for there?
A lot of the recent videos that have came out about Bigfoot, they mess up their walk,
mm-hmm.
first and foremost. Or the costume hangs loose at its thighs and hangs loose on the calves. And when I say that, you don't see the knee. You don't see the knee joint.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the ripple of the thigh muscles or the calf muscles. And a lot of people get that wrong because they think, well, we can hide that, with the brush and the tall grass. And no, you don't. You have to be able to see it to be able to call it a Bigfoot. Their arm swing is not as exaggerated as a lot of these new videos that are out there. They don't swing their arm up here.
Mm-hmm.
Their arm barely goes out past their knees.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever they're stepping with that knee and that arm, it goes just past the knee when they're stepping. It's little telltale things like that people get wrong, and you can instantly notice that it's somebody trying to hoax you.
All right, so if you're a researcher and you're an investigator of either or just a plain enthusiast, in your mind, which is going to be better? And we've heard this argument before here recently. Is it going to be video that we need, or is it going to be a clear picture, say, of the face or torso up, or even or full body? What would be your best evidence to lean in, or that you would want to hand to a scientist?
The best evidence is clearly video. Pictures can be doctored. It doesn't matter if you hand a picture on a disc out of a digital camera to a scientist. The first thing he's going to do with that digital disc is see how much you've tampered with it,
mm-hmm.
to change pictures on the disc. A video gives you distance, depth, and it can give you the height of the creature,
mm-hmm.
body size, head size, shoulder width, body depth.
Mm-hmm.
It can give you all the details that you need to know that this creature is 7 foot 9.5 inches. Its shoulders are 38.5 inches wide. A picture can't do all that.
Now, that's not to say that a picture is not valuable in this investigation.
Pictures are valuable, but it doesn't give you what a digital a video will. Whether it's digital or whether it's on VHS, whatever. Whatever is out there that you use to get a video of a Bigfoot gives way more detail than a single picture will give.
What are some of the things that you would look for in trying to find out if someone calls you, or say they call an investigator or researcher, and they want to find out could there be Bigfoot on this particular property? What would you do, and what should they be looking for in collecting evidence of, at least in their mind, that they are there and that further investigation is needed? We have talked about it once before, and the first thing that you would do would be to talk to the people about sightings in the area.
Right. When it comes to, somebody can call me tomorrow and say, hey, I think I got Bigfoot on my property. First thing I'm going to do is ask that person, what makes you think that? Have you found strange, oversized footprints? Have you found tree breaks, tree bows, tree twists? Have you found strange teepees made? Have you found a tree turned upside down in your woodlot? Those things are a sign of Bigfoot. Not saying it's living there, but if you find footprints that weren't there 2 days ago, that tells you a Bigfoot's been there in the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And things like that will help you. But then to further your investigation, you need to go there, talk to the homeowner again, and then talk to their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And the hard part is talking to the neighbors.
Of course.
You got to be able to talk. You got to be able to start a conversation. Say, hey, I came here because your neighbor down the street, he asked somebody to come over. He's having a little bit of an issue. I was wondering maybe if have you seen anything strange, or is something going on? Have you had rocks thrown at your house? Have you had your trash cans ripped open and gone through at night? Knocked over or whatever. Get an inventory of what things they've been through, and trash cans getting knocked over and gone through can be a bear, can be a coon, possum, coyotes, stray dogs, their own dog or cat or whatever. But getting information builds the case for Bigfoot being at this person's property. And if they've heard strange howls at night, or they've had something whistle at them during the daytime or whistle at them at night, sitting on their back porch, eating dinner, whatever, those give you more information. And then once you get talking to all the neighbors, you talk to one or two, anyone else that has had something strange is going to start coming over to their neighbor's house going, the other night there was this really loud bang on the back of my house. And me and my two oldest boys went outside and something growled at us.
Hmm.
And I shot a couple of times in the ground and we went back inside. That shows you that Bigfoot's traveling around all the homes.
Okay.
It could be a subdivision that it's running through, getting in the trash cans at night. People put food in their trash cans all the time. They don't just put the trash can out the night before the trash comes. And Bigfoot patterns you by doing that. It knows when it can go get free food. And the less it has to work for food, the more it likes it. It don't have to expend all that energy.
Now that's just a piece of a puzzle, I'm sure, because we all know that raccoons and stuff like that gets in trash cans also. It can knock them over, but it will help with the indication along with other more solid, or what we would consider solid information. Now, if you don't mind, would you, even to myself, you said something earlier about tree twists and tree bows and stuff, of how the fibers would basically kind of explode, or you know better how to explain it. What I'm saying? Yeah.
A tree twist is when, I'll use this to explain it. A Bigfoot will take this, put its thumbs together.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take the tree, bend it over, and then it'll twist until that tree splits open. The bark is going to stay intact, but the inner part of the tree, the inner membranes of the tree, are going to kind of explode out into the bark when it strips open. And when that happens, that's what you call a tree twist, because you got bark twisted like a candy cane around it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the inner fibers of the tree are twisted around with the outer bark of the tree. Most of the time that I have found, it is on smooth barked trees like beech or there's other trees that are like that. I've seen pictures from out west where lodgepole has been twisted. Anything that has a slick bark on it, your oaks, they got a very rough bark.
Mm-hmm.
They normally don't get twisted like that.
So this could be anything from, I'm going to say, ironwood because it is smaller. A hackberry is kind of smooth too, and I'm talking about from my home in Alabama. These are somewhat smooth bark trees, and there are several others. Of course, you got poplar and so on and so forth. So, but beech, yeah, we do have beech also, and I understand what you're saying. So when you say the twist, the bark itself kind of splits, but it stays together, say like a 1/4 inch or something like that
It
inside.
might be a 1/4 inch depending upon the thickness of the tree. If it's a 2 or 3 inch tree that they're twisting,
Mm-hmm.
it might be a 1/4 inch. But if it's a 6-inch tree, it's going to be closer to a 1/2 inch.
Okay.
And they can twist a 6-inch tree. And I'm not talking 6 inches around. I'm talking 6 inches through the center.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen trees that large get twisted.
Mm-hmm.
That takes a very large Bigfoot to do that. A lot of power.
Okay. What else would you look for out there to help solidify that there's a possibility? I mean, all this stuff right here is just evidence gathering, but it's nothing definitive because we're not there to see this Bigfoot do these things. So, not to downgrade anybody's research, but it's still an assumption, until we actually.
Well, you're assuming until you get an actual sighting of that creature.
That's correct. You're just gathering possibilities. You can make the claim that it is a tree twist or a tree bow or anything like that, and you reason it out, of course, and you tried to reason it to where it wasn't somebody or some machine or somebody messing around, and you try.
Yes.
And I'm not going to say that there are Bigfooters that won't mess with other Bigfooters, but what else would you look for as far as ground evidence visual of possible Bigfoot?
Well, that takes you into what you have to look for in the area. You have to figure out, all right, is there enough food here for a creature that weighs 800 to 1,000 pounds, 1,200 pounds? Are there a good size of deer population? Are there a lot of squirrels and rabbits and possums and skunks and raccoons? Are there a huge turkey population in the area? All that will give you more evidence of a possible Bigfoot. But there's also things people overlook when they're looking at an area. You can have all the game in the world for a Bigfoot to be there. Yeah, they may hunt there. That doesn't mean they're living there.
Mm-hmm.
In order for a Bigfoot to live there, they need an area that they feel safe in.
Mm-hmm.
And they also need medicinal type plants. They need plants that they eat. They need ginseng, yellow root.
Mm-hmm.
They need all these plants that we as humans gather. And when we gather that type of stuff up, it takes it away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there's not much of it there, they're not going to stay there. They're going to go where they can find all the root stuff that they need. They need blackberries, they need blueberries, they need raspberries, they need every type of berry that's out there, except for those little things that look like snake berries that are on the little short plants. They're poisonous. They know that.
Yeah, white bangberry.
And, they need nut trees. Because they eat nuts just like a deer does.
Mm-hmm.
They'll go and wipe up a chestnut tree in no time. That's one of their preferred foods. But you always have to go to the point of they need an area that they feel safe in.
Ask a question here, and then I'm going to try to emphasize this is not so much of a question. We talked about this earlier, that if you suspect a Bigfoot in the area and you are trying to study it, you are better off to try to study off from a perimeter wise and not go where they quote live, and we'll get into that in just a little bit.
Okay.
But to leave that particular area alone if you suspect one, maybe say over the next hill, you're finding tree bows and tree twists, tree breaks, whatever you're finding, and your evidence is saying there's possible Bigfoot here. If it's the hunting area, you kind of want to go to the verge before you go into their lay down areas and living quarters, let's say. Leave that alone if you want to study that, or study their habitats and stuff. Because if you go into that area, you will run them off, at least for a time. Is that correct?
Right. It's the same as somebody, you come home and your front door's standing wide open. If you walk in the front door, somebody walks in your front door and goes in your house, you're not going in your house.
Right.
It's your home. It's the place you lay down at night or lay down during the day. The thing of it is, when they have that area that they feel safe in, if you walk into the middle of that area, all you do is push them out the back side or the bottom side or the top side, and they don't come back. You can run a clan of Bigfoot out of an area by walking in their bedroom.
Barring they don't retaliate, correct?
Well, 9 times out of 10, they're going to leave because you've got males, you got females, and young. So the males are going to protect both of them. That's the same as if somebody come through your front door right now that you didn't know. You're going to protect your wife and get her to safety.
Correct.
So, you got to make sure that they're taken care of. And the male Bigfoot may go back and check and see if you're gone or if you've destroyed that area. Your scent's all over it. You've been stomping all the way through it. You've walked through all their beds, everything else. They're not going back. They're going to leave. They're going to stay gone. They're going to go to their secondary area that they know about, that they feel safe in, and stay there.
A thing needs to be explained that you have said many times on other videos, mine included. You said something about bows, and I think that flies over a lot of people's heads. What to you is a bow, and can you explain what you're looking at? For someone like me, you've got an area that you want to check out, but you can't check everything. You're getting your information from the sighting, you're getting your information from neighbors, you're starting to see tree bows, tree breaks, and everything, so you know they're around somewhere. Explain to me and anyone else that what exactly is the bow that you're trying to find.
Typically, a bowl is something that is C in shape. It looks like a huge C on the side of a hill. And most of the time, it's going to be on the south side of a north-south running hill. Yes, you can find them on an eastern slope, but you're not going to find those type of bowls where they lay up on a western slope. 2 reasons. It's on the north side, it's the northwest side. Cold. If it's wintertime, they're not going to be there. They're going to use that area as a hunting area or as a food gathering area. The reason they use the south side and east side simply is because when the sun comes up, those are the first 2 sides of a mountain to get warmed up. It might be only 2 or 3 degrees. But 2 or 3 degrees to a creature that's got double layers of hair means the world. It means the world to us We're out there all bundled up. It's 16 degrees, and we're on the south side of a hill. That sun comes up and hits us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's just yeah. I can lay down and take a nap now.
Mm-hmm.
We want
I get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
5 or 10 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
But a bowl is something that it can be a U shape, it can be a C shape, but it's going to have one side that's downhill.
Mm-hmm.
That they can, in an emergency, then come out and go right down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
The further you go downhill, closer you get to a creek, the thicker it gets.
Mm-hmm.
There's more water. That water is one of the contributing factors to that bowl. Now, a bowl don't have to be 200 yards across for a family of 5 Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be 200 yards across for a family of 12. It has to be a south-facing bowl, and if you're a hunter, you know what a bowl looks like.
Mm-hmm.
You've hunted in them your entire lives.
Mm-hmm.
Deer love them. But there are contributing things to that bowl that have to be there. 3 of the 4 sides have to be heavy brushed,
Mm-hmm.
meaning they have to have multiple rows, just blackberry bushes around it, whatever, small saplings, to keep people from the outside of that bowl looking down into it and seeing the creatures laying in the open part of the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're laying there to catch the sun while they're resting.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're primarily nocturnal. They move around in the day. Don't get it wrong. They can see just as well in the day as they can at night.
Mm-hmm.
But they're primarily nocturnal.
Mm-hmm.
But it has to have safety. It has to have a fairly, it don't have to be flat, but it can't be just brush and then downhill.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to have a slightly sloping area, and then it can jump off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got to have also 4 ways to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
2 ways ain't going to cut it.
Mm-hmm.
3 ways ain't going to cut it. It's got to have 4. Because human beings can come from any direction. Up the steep side of the hill, they can go out the top, out that way, or down the ridge.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things, plus it has to be near water. Water is a contributing factor to them laying up for the day.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they can go down and get all the water they need for the daytime and lay in that bowl securely without humans coming into it, or if they do, they make so much noise that doesn't matter what's in there, it's blown out.
Mm-hmm.
But if they don't have those contributing factors to it, it's useless. And if you suspect a bowl, there's things that you can do to check and see if it's active.
You were saying about the bowls, north and south, and if you kind of feel like you've got the general bowl, if let's say there's several bowls that meet this criteria that you have just spoken about, what are some of the things that you could do to help narrow down your search?
Okay, you can quickly go to the upper side of a bowl, the north side and south side of a bowl, and put up what I call thread traps.
Mm-hmm.
You can take white thread, which looks like to a Bigfoot, and to us, it looks like a spider web.
Mm-hmm.
You can put that up, but here's the thing. It can't be at human height. Most human beings, most men that are going to be in the woods are going to be 6 foot. Some are going to be 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", but 99% are probably going to be 6 foot and under.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm 5'10". So in order to put these thread traps up, you want to get not a huge oak tree, but something that's a sapling, that's 8, 9, 10 feet tall.
Mm-hmm.
Take thread, tie it at one end, stretch it across, and let it kind of hang at about the 7 foot range. And then tie the other side. And you can set 2 or 3 of those up without intruding into the bowl. And if you go to 2 or 3 of them on the south side of the hill, and you've got 3 traps on the south side, 3 on the north side, and you got 3 on the west side as it goes out and go across to the north side of the hill. The thing that you want to do is you want to set them up, but you want to leave one area open for them to freely travel. That way you don't walk all the way around this bowl, because most people are not going to walk all the way around a bowl and not go in it. That sends a red flag to Bigfoot. They're not stupid. They're very smart. They can figure us out in no time. They've been doing it for millennia. So if you set these traps out at 7 feet, 8 foot, 9 foot, and you set them up to where these creatures will walk through them, thinking it's just spider web they're going to walk through, because spider webs, men don't care.
No.
I couldn't tell you how many times I rode a 4-wheeler and got smacked in the face with 20, 30 different cobwebs going through the woods. It doesn't bother me. Bigfoot doesn't care either. Those traps, you can go back the next day or a day after and readily see that they're broken. Now you know that a Bigfoot have walked through it. Now, if they've walked through it on the south side and they've walked through it on the west side, that tells you they're using it. Or if you go around the 3 sides and all of them are broken, they're coming in from different directions into that bowl. They're using that bowl for a place to lay down because they feel safe and secure in it. Security means a lot to them, because human beings to them mean boomsticks, firearms. They've been shot at for years. Since the white man brought firearms into this country, they've been shot at. So that's one of the little things that you can do. You can, if you want to research them, you do that. If you don't want to research them, you're trying to push them out, then walk through the bowl. If you got enough guts to walk through there, then walk through there. But if you're wanting to research, the best thing to do is set up a simple trap like that. Something easy that you can tell that something at that height had to walk through it. And it's not going to bother them. They're not going to pay attention to it. They smell human beings all the time. And if they get a little bit of scent there from a human being, it doesn't mean the Bigfoot ain't going to walk through there. He's just going to, human, stinky.
So basically, you're saying that once you set the trap, you've seen visual evidence of tree breaks, tree twists, tree bows. I've heard of teepees and such, or trees upside down.
Trees, root balls.
So this will give you a final indication that this is a viable area, worth narrowing down your search to do your research or whatever you may be doing. Now we don't advise anything else, of course. But is there any differences in? We have talked about the different types before. You've said it many times. Can you explain to us? I know any Bigfoot can be aggressive for whatever reason. You may get close to a young one and the mother gets overprotective, or the male, either one or both. I have heard stories where they didn't even get involved when the young one was in some sort of trouble. I've done interviews of that before.
Right.
What would you say is your most common type? Which one is the most aggressive, and is there differences in their types of aggressiveness that you would be forewarned, hey, this is something I don't need to fool with by myself?
Right. The most non-aggressive type is your human type, which is a type 3. Now, they have human features. You know, they'll have our nose. They'll have our cheekbone structure. They'll have our eye structure. They don't have, most generally, they don't have a pronounced brow ridge. They look like a human in the face. Even though their skin can be chocolate, it can be gray, it can be a light color, a tan or a beige or a sand color. With all those wrinkles in it, a lot of people say, well, how can you tell they have high cheekbones? Well, how do you tell a human being has high cheekbones? You look at a human being every day, you should be able to know what a high cheekbone is. You know, I have high cheekbones. They're right under my eye socket. That's a high cheekbone. Most people have a cheekbone that's lower. But the thing of it is, they're mostly non-aggressive towards humans. You may be able to see them, but they're not going to stop there, and they're not going to demonstrate. And when I say demonstrate, they're not going to beat their chest. They're not going to growl at you. They're not going to take trees and shake the living daylights out of them. They're just going to walk away and, you know, leave me alone. I'm going over this way. But when you go to the type 1s, which I call all the monkey ones that look like an orang, a chimpanzee, a gorilla, a lemur monkey, all those are more aggressive towards humans because they're more animalistic. They have more animal in them than they do anything else. They tend to be aggressive because they get hunted by everything. Humans, other Bigfoot, other types of Bigfoot will hunt the monkey type. They used to be very prevalent when I started this 40-some years ago. You used to be able to find them in 5 or 6 different places in West Virginia. Now you can find them in 1, maybe 2. And it's because they've been pushed out by other Bigfoot. They get shoved around. They're like the little guy in school that wore glasses all the time, and he was more into computers, and everybody called him the geek, and that's the way they get looked at. They get shoved around a lot. Your Cro-Magnon type looks more like early type man. They still have the animal features, but they have a very prominent brow. And they might have high cheekbones, or they might have lower cheekbones. It just depends on their lineage. You know, it's a trait through each clan that their bone structure and their face may look. A Cro-Magnon might have a full beard. They're more prevalent to have a beard. And they take care of it like we do ours. They don't let it grow down here to their belly button. They keep it cut off short, whether they're using a sharp rock to cut it, or they found some other way to cut it. You know, they keep it short because a long one tends to gather up meat scraps, blood, and anything else that they've been eating. Therefore, their smell is more prevalent, it's stronger, so they get found easier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we can smell blood. It smells like copper.
Yeah.
So they do these things. The Cro-Magnon does it because of they want to stay hidden. They will be aggressive with humans if you get too close. And too close to one Bigfoot might be too far away to even worry about with another one. It's all on their temperament at the time that you come upon them. And it doesn't matter what type of Bigfoot it is. If you get too close and they think it's too close, you're too close. You need to back up. Because if you don't back up, the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to start demonstrating, beating their chest, growling at you, making monkey noises, especially the monkey type. If you start hearing monkey noises, you hear a chimpanzee, you better get out of the woods because you're too close to a clan.
Now, would the grass man be considered a type 2 or type 3? Are they more aggressive?
They're more aggressive
than type 3s?
Than type 3s. Type 3s, like I said, they'll walk up and watch you. They'll come to your house and go, TV's on. And they'll sit out there and watch your family watch television because how many times do you watch a scary movie with your kids or your grandkids and they jump?
Mm-hmm.
And they scream and they run off.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to see that. That's funny to a Bigfoot. It's comedy hour.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
We're their comedic relief.
Yeah.
Because we do weird things at weird times. They don't understand why we're doing it.
The curiosity of a type 3 is more stronger,
Yes.
towards humans.
Yes.
Than say a type 2
because they see the same likeness in us as they see in their family members.
Okay. Well, what will tell you the type 4s and the type 5s, their aggressiveness level, and what really gets them stirred up?
Type 4s are the brainiacs of the Bigfoot world.
Really?
Plain and simply. If a type 4 sees you, say we go out on a hike, and you tell me, hey, I gotta go, I gotta go to tree number 1. And I stand on the trail and you walk off to tree number 1 and go down there and do your business. That Bigfoot's watching you. It's not watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it knows that I can see in the woods very well. You're preoccupied. A type 4 is interested in you because it sees you as a food source.
Mm-hmm.
And when you separate, there's 2 of you, and now there's one on the trail, and the second one is off the trail. The one off the trail is in more danger than the guy on the trail.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you've become food.
Mm-hmm.
They see you as food. We taste like pork, according to people that's eating human. We taste like pork.
Yeah.
So, that's a bad thing to say, but it's the honest truth.
Mm-hmm.
I've dealt with Gunplay.
Mm-hmm.
They're very smart. They can figure out a way to get to you. But the biggest thing they look for is if you're carrying a sidearm or you're carrying a rifle or a shotgun, something that can cause them bodily harm.
Mm-hmm.
A shotgun blast at 20 feet is going to hurt like crazy. I don't care if it's 7.5s, 6s, 4s, 2s, whatever. It's going to hurt. It's going to penetrate skin. It's going to leave lead pellets in their body, which is going to cause them problems.
Mm-hmm.
The same as it does us. If you're out turkey hunting and somebody shoots you while you're turkey hunting, and they shoot at you from 40 yards away, and their gun is really bad shotgun to be turkey hunting with, and they hit you with the pellets, what do they do at the hospital? They dig those pellets out.
It's lead.
Because lead will kill you.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a Bigfoot. It's going to cause him a lot of pain over a long period of time before it gets into his bloodstream and slowly kills him.
Mm-hmm.
So Bigfoot when it comes to gugway, your best option is if you're out in the woods and you come upon a gugway. And here's one of the telltale signs of a gugway. It's got protruding canine teeth, either from the upper jaw or the lower jaw, or it could have from both, just depending on the genetics of that clan. Those type of Bigfoot are no joke. They can think like you. They can figure you out. They will hunt you down between the time you're 2 miles out from your car. By the time you get a mile, he's figured out how to kill you.
Now, is there any other physical difference, let's say in the head, the shoulders, or hands, anything that can give you an inkling idea of which one you're feeling with?
The only difference is in the face, and a gugway has a protruding mouth like a gorilla. Their mouth sticks out.
Okay.
And that's the only difference between them and a type 3. They look like human. They'll have a normal human face. They may have a gorilla nose, the flat one that's pushed down.
Yeah.
And they'll have a slightly thicker brow ridge.
Okay.
There's only 2 things to know a gugway, other than the teeth.
Okay. What about a type 5? How
Type
aggressive?
5, that's the ones that I don't like playing with. I never have. I've had to deal with them before, and I don't like them because they're very deadly to us. They don't care if you got a gun. They'll walk through it. They've been shot multiple times, more than likely. Their facial features, their faces 90% of the time are cut up anyway because they're fighting other Bigfoot. They kill other Bigfoot. And they do it brutally. When they kill another Bigfoot, they rip arms off the body. They rip legs off the body. They rip the head off. They're very, very aggressive to their own type, their own genus, I guess you could say. And they're very aggressive to humans because they know they can kill us. They know it. But thankfully, when it comes to Gugway and Janoskwa, which is your type 5, they're less than 1% of the amount of Bigfoot that's in the world.
That's my next question. What percentage of each one of these is more prevalent in or subject to be run across? If you happen to run across a Bigfoot or research one,
It would be a Gugway.
it would be they have the less percentage, or
They have more.
they have more.
Janoskwa is probably 0.3% of the Bigfoot in the world.
Okay.
Gugway would be 0.7.
What would be your next? Which one would be more popularized? And I'm talking about in numbers, chances of running across. Would your chances to run across a monkey type, would it be like 25%?
About 20 to 25% of the population.
So now you're narrowing down to, say, a type 2 and a type 3.
Type 2s would be probably 30 to 35 at the most.
Okay.
And then your human takes the rest of the 100%.
Okay. So I would say that's what, 30, 25, that's 55.
They're around 40% of the population.
40%. So you're more likely would run across a type 3 more so than a type 2 and a type 1.
And it's because, and when it comes to the type 3 having that type of population, it's because they're thinkers. They think like me and you. They have a certain way that they've been raised. They've been taught certain things. Stay away from humans.
Yeah.
If you see a human, go the other way. So they're more prevalent because of the way they've been raised. And the way they've been raised, they will use us for food. They will use us for entertainment. But yet they want nothing to do with you. They don't want to interact. Now the types that usually get themselves in trouble is the type 3s because they're so inquisitive about humans. And if they get really inquisitive, it can get dangerous because there ain't many men that can stand up to a Bigfoot. Even a juvenile outpowers us. They can break trees over. We can't do that.
Okay. Next question. We have already discussed some details of what kind of Bigfoot we're looking at or could be researching. Let's narrow it down to of the visual evidence. I know there are some vocal evidence. We all know that. There is so many that we really can't go in depth on that. But I would say the footprints is what most people are curious about when they find. What would you say that you might tell what you're dealing with a five-toe footprint? Is the footprint, does it have to have certain characteristics to tell you that this is a real Bigfoot print versus a six-toe? And we spoke about it earlier. Those of a three-toe. What are your differences? What are people seeing here?
A lot of times people find a footprint in snow, or they find it in mud. And when they find a footprint, they just look at the overall footprint. It can look 17, 18 inches long. If it's a footprint in snow, you need to cut 3 inches off from it because you weren't there when the Bigfoot walked through. Now, if you were there the day before at 4 o'clock in the evening and you come back at first light the next morning at 6 and you find a footprint where you had just walked and there's a big footprint beside you, you don't have to take the 3 inches off.
Right.
Because now it's not been in the sunlight and gotten larger.
Correct. I usually do a little tracking myself.
If it's in the mud and in the dirt and the mud's that sticky consistency like red clay, when it gets wet, it stays wet for a certain amount of time and there's a footprint made, you got to look for that metatarsal break under the front part of the foot behind the toes. That front pad is going to be there. Then there's going to be a metatarsal break. Now, it's not going to be oval. It's going to be a break that goes straight across. And people don't look for that. And if you don't look for it, Joe and Tom, that's been out there for the last 6 weeks, decided to start hoaxing people, and they make foot tracks through a property with a wooden foot, or they find another way to do it. You don't look for that metatarsal break, and it's going to be prevalent in a new footprint. If you don't look for that metatarsal break, you can be easily fooled.
Can you explain the metatarsal break? For reason I say this, like I said, I've got a little experience in tracking. When you go to the balls of your feet and you're pushing forward, it is going to rake up. Think of it like a dozer track. When it moves forward and it goes around and it comes lifting up in the back, it's going to kick some dirt backwards. Will that not throw you off as far as a metatarsal break, or where is that metatarsal break? What exactly is it looking?
The reason that it won't throw you off is because a Bigfoot, they have their foot, when they pick their foot up, it's like this. It's off the toe pad. It's off their toes and off the pad right behind the toes. Well, that break is going to be prevalent because you're going to see it, because it's going to suck mud up with it when it crushes.
I got you.
So it's going to pull dirt up and it's going to leave a line in there. It's going to be a jagged line. And when they put their foot down, it's front pad first, then the heel. So now that metatarsal break comes down and it sucks mud up into it because it's higher up than the pad and the heel part of their foot. The break is the way that they were built. It's because of their size. If they had a foot just like me and you, we don't have that break.
Right.
We have an arch,
Mm-hmm.
and it supports our weight because we don't have an immense weight to carry. Most people, I'm 280. I'm a big guy. Always have been and always will be. Back in high school, I weighed 2 1/4. Thanks to my beautiful wife, I'm 280 now.
Yeah.
She kind of can feed me.
Yeah.
But I don't have a break that'll show up. My heel, when I set my foot down, my foot sits down heel first. Most of the time, you don't sit down toe first. You walk and step heel to toe.
Mm-hmm.
They are opposite. It's toe to heel.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they pick their foot up, they pick their heel up, and the front part of their foot is still there. It shows the metatarsal break. That's why it's more prevalent. That's why you find it in a footprint. You've got a big foot.
Mm-hmm.
If you find a flat foot that's wide all the way across it, there's no break, no nothing, be very suspect of that footprint.
Okay. So what's the difference between these 5-toe and 6-toes?
5-toes typically look like our foot.
Mm-hmm.
6-toes usually have an offshooting toe. It can be either one of the middles, it can be an extra big toe, or it can be an extra pinky toe. A 6-toe designates the bad types.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it's more prevalent in them. I don't know if it's something to do with their DNA makeup or what has come up with them. How they came to be, it has something to do with their DNA.
Mm-hmm.
6-toed Bigfoot tend to be the aggressive ones.
Mm-hmm.
Gugway, Janoskwa. And if you find a 6-toed and it turns out to be a human type, that's a human type that can turn to be a Janoskwa.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have more aggression.
Okay, can you explain the 3-toe?
3-toed are kind of funny. You find them in prevalently marshes. Now, I'm not talking the marshes that are in Ohio or that are in Pennsylvania or West Virginia or North Carolina or South Carolina until you get to the coast.
Mm-hmm.
Now, once you get to the coast of the Carolinas, all bets are off. You find a 3-toed print, you found a swamp ape.
A swamp ape.
Or a skunk ape. A lot of times, that part of the Bigfoot world, they're still in that genus of the type 2s, and they're aggressive towards humans, but they have webbing between their 3 toes. And when they have 3 toes, they have a big toe, they have a middle toe, then they have that pinky toe. But that pinky toe is elongated to help support their weight when they step up. But you'll see the webbing in their toes.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives them a 3-toed print because they're walking in a predominantly wet area. Louisiana is bad about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of swamps in Louisiana. There's a lot of swamp in Florida. There's swamps all across the southeast that these creatures live in, but they tend to be more aggressive towards humans because where they live, they don't see humans all the time. They don't like us anyway. We've been shooting at them for years, and they don't forget that. So if they see a human, they may try to scare you out there. They may charge you. They may demonstrate. They may throw trees at you, throw huge rocks at you to run you off.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because they hate you. It's not because of that. It's because they don't want shot at. They don't like getting shot. None of them do.
All right, if you just said it, and it should go along with the other research of any type that you may be dealing with. If you're getting pelted with rocks, big rocks, sticks maybe.
Oh, not sticks.
Well, they have thrown sticks, from what I understand. Trees, any other warning signs that may pop up. What should your average, I say average, I don't think anybody that researches Bigfoot's going to be average, but let's just say a newer guy or newer girl is looking and they see these things happen. What is their best recourse? Should they stand their ground? Uh, what is the real good choice at that particular time to ensure their safety?
If a Bigfoot is demonstrating shaking trees, growling, making monkey sounds, um, they're trying to scare you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they're starting to throw stuff at you to get you to leave, your best bet is to back out of the area. Don't turn around. Stay in a direction, point in a direction that the rocks came from, and just in a normal tone say, okay, I'm leaving, and back out of the area. Don't turn and run, because when the moment you turn and start running, you trigger the predator in a Bigfoot. People say that Bigfoot is docile.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. From what I have seen over 40 years, Bigfoot can be docile.
Mm-hmm.
Type 3s can be docile. But you tick a type 3 off, and he's demonstrating shaking trees, breaking trees, he's throwing tree limbs at you, he's throwing rocks at you, not little number 57 gravel. I'm talking
Big.
softball sized rocks.
Mm-hmm.
He's mad because you're there. The best thing to do is stick your hands up. I'm leaving. I'm sorry to bother you. I'm leaving. Let him see you don't have a gun. Because if you pull out a gun, now it's a life and death situation for him and you.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing to do is to back out of the area, and then once you're 50, 100 yards away, turn around and walk calmly out the way you came in. Never run. You run, he can hear you running. You're going to turn the predator side of that Bigfoot on. And turn the side of a Bigfoot on, that predator,
Mm-hmm.
think about it. He can take a 5-foot stride walking. Running, it can be 8, 9, 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Double. Us running is 3.5, 4 foot.
Yeah.
He's double. He can run you down in 10 seconds.
Let me
break your neck.
Let me ask you this. Goes along with it. Let's say you're a researcher and you happen to have your girlfriend, your wife, or just basically a female cohort that y'all have the same interest. What should they do there if they're confronted and it's say the Bigfoot shows intentions toward the woman?
Well, I'm going to say this. The best option for you to do if you got your girlfriend or wife there with you
Mm-hmm.
is to reach over. Now, if she's going to be emotionally a wreck, 9 times out of 10 women see a Bigfoot, it's full on panic. The best thing to do is to get her by the arm, drag her in behind you. Now, that Bigfoot sees this, he understands it because they do it. When they come upon other Bigfoot, the males pull their mates behind them. Now it gives one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
Now at this point, you're saying, I'm an alpha.
Mm-hmm.
To get to her, you have to go through me.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, it tells them that you're not afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Fear is your worst enemy when it comes to seeing a Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
Always has been. And always will be. People freeze. People freak out. People lose their minds. They become blubbering idiots.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing a Bigfoot has done that to guys that I've known for years. These guys are built up, bulked up. people I wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley.
Mm-hmm.
But you show them a Bigfoot, and they may just start blubbering like a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
But when you got your wife there, or your girlfriend, or your significant other,
Mm-hmm.
and you come upon a Bigfoot, put them behind you.
Yeah.
It's the safest place for them. Now the Bigfoot has to go through you.
Okay.
It can. Don't get me wrong. It can go through you.
Yeah. But it understands
But it understands. It's something I have seen multiple males do over the years. And when they've been in confrontation with another Bigfoot, when that's done, that Bigfoot knows he's got to go through that other male. And it's going to be a knockdown, drag out fight, someone's death. And 9 times out of 10, it's the one that started the aggression. They will kill that Bigfoot.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to tell a new researcher or even an older researcher, for that matter, that could help them out in their research?
Yeah. When it comes to being a new researcher, make your mind up what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go out and hear them? That's all well and good. Do it from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go looking for them. If that's all you want, don't go looking for them. Because you go looking for them and you see one, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to either lock up, you're going to turn and run, and both of them are bad for you.
Yeah.
Because when you see a Bigfoot, I don't care if it's an alpha or a beta male, if it sees you, it's going to assess whether you're a threat. Mm-hmm. If you're standing there erect and that male looks at you, it knows you're an alpha. You have an alpha mentality. Mm-hmm. And alpha mentality will get you out of 99% of the trouble that you can get into. Turning and running or freezing up, just mm-hmm. doing that and not moving, barely breathing, that Bigfoot knows it's one. Because it can smell you from a distance. It sees the visual cues that you're frozen.
Yeah.
And it takes advantage of that. It knows that you're going to turn and run, so it's going to start towards you mm-hmm. to make it a shorter chase. So don't do that. You got to know as a researcher what you want. If you want to see one, then you better have a very large set, or you're going to be one of those people that were out hiking or out hunting or out fishing out in the backwoods and didn't come home.
So the best advice is to act cool and be basically a man about it, an alpha male. A female, if she's alone and sees one, what is her best recourse?
Her best recourse is not look straight in the face.
Okay.
Because their females are subject to the males.
Mm-hmm.
They show respect. If it's an alpha female and alpha male, she will bow. She will bow to his will at all times. But she also gets the ability to tell him what she thinks. Mm-hmm. But she's not going to do it in front of other Bigfoot.
Of course.
So if you're a woman out there by yourself, say you go out camping and a Bigfoot becomes enamored with you or is just very inquisitive about why a woman or 2 women are out there in a tent, mm-hmm. best thing to do is just see it, look down, but keep it in your upper part of your vision so you know what it's doing and back away.
Well, Bear, we want to thank you for this interview and trying to help these newer people and older people such as myself understand and a little bit more detail about some of the things you've said and other people have said. So we want to thank you for doing this, and we appreciate it.
Been my pleasure, man.